There's only one family in this crypto space, yeah, for me. And that's the crypto banter with random and Sheldon and the Snapper in a floating head that they call friend. Yeah, we're just one community. You gotta respect the tones before we go right in on the poles. Don't forget Craig.
This young man, Steve. This young man.
And shout out, go there for me. So smash the like and subscribe for the Snapper School band to base tonight. We gotta respect the dawns before we go right in on the poles to the moon. We'll see you soon to the moon. I'll see you soon. Prepare to go on the moon. We'll see you soon. See you soon.
What's up, everybody? Damn, do I love our community. Huh? Have a look at that, guys. Look at the love and the passion that we receive. And the guys that, that I appreciate so much from the community getting involved with us and showing us the love and showing us support. And, the name is Glenn, of who just did that video for us now. He's actually sitting in the waiting room right now, sitting back and having a bit of a chat with us. And we're going to have a nice little chat afterwards, because the appreciation that I have for the community and giving us the love, giving us the support through all of this, it means the world, guys. So welcome everyone to Crypto Banter. I am Sheldon the Sniper. Sure, what is going on right now? We are seeing everything take its damn time in the market. And it's good that we are not getting massive acceleration in these. I see volume decreasing, and it's taken us 3 days. We've been talking about entries on these coins. It's taken us 3 days for the price to eventually make its way down there. And you know what? One thing, as a TA trader, when it comes down to a perfect chart for entries, when knowing where to your risk management, knowing where to put your stop loss, I don't see better charting for all of these coins right now. So we are going to be going through the Bitcoin, seeing what's happening. We know we are getting to the crucial stage of the weekend. We know that's when the retail sort of take their time, they take their rest. And this is where we know a lot of action sometimes happens. And we know that now that the retail's views are off, this is where manipulation can happen in the market. So what is to happen on the weekend? What are the different options? We are still waiting for that strong impulse to the upward side to test previous resistances, test these levels. So we will be going through Bitcoin. Let's get this off here for now. What is next, guys? We have guests today. We have 4 guests coming on today for us to go through the whole market. We're going to go through some fundamentals. We've got Mama Sniper in the house. She's going to be going through her rules, a very key, nice strategy that she uses as well. We got a great show coming up, guys. So please make sure you stay to the end. First thing I'd like you guys to do is hit that like, hit that subscribe button. What does that do? It gives you all the notifications on when we're going live. We are coming twice a day. Usually we have Rand that's taking a little break, which is good. The poor man has not spent time with his family the whole year. So it's good for him to get just a reboot, a reset. That's always important to take a little bit of rest in between, guys. You don't want to overburn in the market. So make sure you're following myself on Twitter, Sheldon_Sniper. Make sure you're following Ran on Twitter, Crypto Man Ran. What does that do, guys? We come to you guys every day. I got the TA coming, the charts every day, and we got the fundamentals on this channel every day. On Twitter, we give you guys very key notifications on the channel, key information just to know in general. Ran is brilliant on his Twitter with keeping you guys updated with things and giving you great information. What else should you like and subscribe? Guys, we have the Sniper School. What is the Sniper School? It's the biggest and baddest school in the world, and we are finishing now. We are done with the curriculum. We are getting ready to launch it all. We have big announcements coming up early next week for the school. It is exciting. This is no little, just a little school that's a little week or two course. Guys, we're talking about a full curriculum course. This will take you, we're talking 30, 60, 90 hours. We have so many different add-on selections in the course. And this is the time to be studying, when the markets are sitting and just taking its damn time. And we want to be doing with it. We want to be giving you guys all that education, teaching you guys through all of that. And all of this education is for free for you guys. Remember what this channel is about. We don't need to be doing this. We do this every day for you guys. And we want to show you that we're going to build, and we already have the best damn community in the world. And that's all that it's about. That even life is hard in general at times. But you have someone next to you, and you got people that have your back. And that's the main thing. Through thick and thin, through the good and the bad times, we have built the best community in the world. And that's the whole part of joining this, being dedicated. And you know what? We have so many, we've had a lot of people fall away from the community in the last month or two. Those are the guys that wanted to make money quick. And then we got the true community that's here, the dedicated ones. Guys, I promise you, remember this day and remember this right now. We are going to talk again in the next 3 to 6 months, and you're going to see what this pure dedication of yours will achieve for you. Remember, anything is going to try to shake you out and make you want to quit. This market is going to make you want to quit. It's going to make you want to stop. You're going to make you believe there's no way we can make money in this market. It's going to make you want to get absolutely destroyed. And that's where the big guys come in. The big guys are here to completely emotionally destroy you, to make you want to give up. Why? There's only a selected amount of Bitcoin out there. There's only a selected amount of Ethereum out there. How do they get it from you? They destroy your emotions and they make you sell your coins. That's why we're in these stages now. You know, we're at a stage now when it's hard to make money and the market is just not progressing. That's when the big guys are buying. When everything is going absolutely berserk and everything is going crazy and upwards and we start in this bull cycle, that's when you guys are buying. That's when the normal people are buying. But when it's in these tough streets, they are making you sell your coins every single day. And this is why it's so important to be a part of this. So we can monitor this. And remember, there are 3 cycles. You get a bear cycle, you get accumulation cycle, and you get a bull cycle. We are currently experiencing the second one. We've already experienced the bearness where everything just dropped and it was so easy to fall. And now we're in the choppy accumulation phase stage. What's next? So the fact that you already learned 2 of the cycles, I hope you're jotting down. I hope you're learning. I hope you're setting your rules. I hope you're setting everything, because those are the 3 cycles that exist. And if you've already gone through the 2, and yes, they may be tough, but at least you've experienced it. You've added it to your CV now. You've added it to your information base. So when it happens again, you know what to do. It's all experience, guys. We know what experience does for us in the world, and that's why it's so important. So the way we are going to start off this show, guys, is we're going to get our guests on the line. We have a few guests now. We have the chartist house that's going to show us a bit, because what's quite confusing right now, and I'd love to ask him a few questions and see what it's about, that we got Rudo.
What's up? How's everybody?
What's up, buddy? How are you, buddy?
Good, and you, my friend?
You're good. No, awesome, buddy. And what I was saying now, we are going to add the rest of the guests in now shortly. But what I was saying now, the stock markets are looking good. The stock markets are going up.
Funny.
And Bitcoin is doing absolutely nothing. And it's sort of, there's a little bit of confusion out there right now. And why the hell the stock markets are good, everything's looking good, but the crypto market is taking its damn time. Everything is slow. Everything is very it's at a, and I'd love to see your insights, to see what you're thinking. But first, I think let's get our guest on the line, Mama Sniper. Let's get Mama Sniper in house. I want to see my mother bear. I'm not living there anymore. I'm not in our hometown. What's up?
Hello.
And Craig. How's it going, buddy? You're on mute. Craig, you're on mute, buddy. We got some guests, guys, and we're going to go through awesome. And we got Brett in the house as well. Our, what do we call him? Our staking goat. Remember. We showed you guys the BINANCE, and we got Fibonacci. Guys, look what show we got today. Look at the support. Look what we got today. And I think we are going to go through a very big base. I'm also then going to be going through the alts with you guys, going through everything. So we have a very, very important show. I know Rudo's on a time basis. I think let's get going on this first before we start this whole banter. Rudo, buddy, stock market's going up, Bitcoin doing nothing. What's your thoughts, bud? I think let's get your chart on the... Yeah. Let's get your chart going up there.
Let's bring up some pictures.
All back now.
Thanks, buddy. Let's bring up some pictures.
There we go.
Let's have a look at a few things. Okay, so, let's take just a quick step back and take a deep breath, and let's just see how we can absorb this. So what we looked at the dollar, and remember we said the dollar has been tracking and trading within this time frame, a lot of sideways and a lot of crazy activity. In theory, I'm looking at a distribution within the dollar and the DXY. Now, what does that mean? It means that people don't want to be in the dollar. So inherently, every time you've got a Bitcoin pump, start of the run in 2017, up until the end of the run in 2017, you normally end up with the dollar then gaining strength. Money needs to go back to stable coins, dollar, and so forth. And when we look at our big dump in March, exactly the same. That was the start of the Bitcoin run where we are at this moment. And so it's safe to assume, when we look at this, that when the DXY goes up, the markets are going to start quieting down. But this is now where the problem comes. This is why I'm here now. When we look at the stock markets, the S&P 500's all-time high figures, the US 30's pumping and it's following up. It's on its way, on its path to try and delete this bearish divergence that's currently sitting.
It looks like we're trying to break that trend, eh?
Yes. So for me, this is a sign that there's extreme strength in it. Now, where is the strength coming from? Because now I just explained to you guys, when the DXY is pumping, it means that everybody's fleeing to stable coins.
Just to simplify it, guys, the DXY is the dollar index.
It's basically the dollar strength.
Money is now going back into the dollar.
So when I was here the last time round, I explained to you that I was waiting for the DXY to move to this target. And it's currently in that target. And now, Sheldon, you've taught them about the bearish divergence, and you've touched on it a lot of times now. And clear as daylight, you can see that there is bearish divergence forming within the DXY. And it's a strong one, in essence, that RSI has got a far path to track to delete it. And that price has already exceeded a lot. So we're in the position where there is imminent weakness coming in the dollar. Imminent weakness in the dollar means people are going to want to flee back to these well-performing assets, like the US 30 and the S&P 500. But wait, we've got Bitcoin that's obviously at discount. So what does that mean? So when I look at this and I start trying to puzzle where the money's coming from, because it's definitely not coming from the stock market, because this thing is tracking up all-time highs. And it's definitely not coming from Bitcoin, because, we're at the floor now. We've been bouncing in sideways street. We've got this lateral accumulation happening here where price is just not going anywhere. So I looked a bit around, and when I look at this and I look at the 10-year bonds, and let's move over to this chart quickly. I just want to show you the 10-year bond. So what we had when I was on the show last time round is we had that bullish divergence print, and you can see there's a clear rejection. So money is fleeing the treasury bonds, and that is a sign that we need to start looking at becoming bullish. All that inflation, all those things, that's where the government, in a simplest explanation, tries to sell their debt. That's where they sell their debt. So if that is no longer an appealing thing, people are getting out of it. It just points to that. That is what gives us our strong US dollar at the moment.
Okay, so
that is what's going to give us momentum.
Okay, so we can see it's definitely not coming from Bitcoin, and it's definitely not coming from the US 30. So the money is coming from the 10-year yield, and that's starting to make sense now. But now we're starting to get obviously bearish divergence to say that money is going to flow out of the dollar again.
Yes, because Because what's going to happen? This dollar now has been pumping like crazy. It's overextended itself. So now it needs to come right back down. It went too fast. So people were fleeing, and now the dollar is overextended. So what's going to happen when people want to get out of that dollar? They want to take profit on their dollar. They're going to have to buy stuff. They're going to have to buy the S&P 500 because, remember, there's now FOMO kicking in. This thing's breaking all-time highs and pumping. Look at it. You can look at the 10-year yield there at the bottom, how every year, this is all the years, every year that you've got the US 30 and the S&P 500 pump, close out higher than what it started off, you'll have the Treasury bond close out lower than what it started with. That's just how the mechanics work. And we've had it screwed up for a long period of time where both of them pumped. So finally that correction is coming in. It's big wheels, it's big cogs. They're not going to happen overnight. This is slowly but surely grinding in. And I think that's where we just need to be, we need to be solid in our resolve to actually sit through this, buy the buys. You said it brilliantly in the beginning of the show. It's TA, you buy the buy zone. When your strategy lines up, you have to grab that buy and not get lost and sidetracked about this. Because you might get stopped out once, you might even get stopped out twice. It's fine. But when that buy hits and when this momentum finally finds its way back to Bitcoin, we're going to be smiling. You're going to be the guys that bought the fear with us. It needs to be uncomfortable. You need to buy the fear. You need to feel like you're doing something wrong. That's a good buy zone, guys. So that's basically my little bit for today, Sheldon.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I know you're a little bit rushed on time, but I really appreciate it, bud. It's sort of, yeah, you know, it's the way I like to think of trading, just in general. When you want to quit, is the best time to actually to be buying, because that's what normal people are thinking. If everyone's telling, I want to quit, screw crypto, I'm not. Now we're talking. Now we're starting to talk. So you know what? And you know what's a scary thing right now? The whales are winning. They are destroying the retail's mindset. They are way better, flashing all of the retail out of the market right now. And for them, it's a damn game. And this is why they'll keep it in that range, keep it in that. But what's very interesting, obviously, is that dollar. Let's see. We're showing big weakness. When that flushes out, let's see what happens.
Money needs to go somewhere.
Money needs to go somewhere. And that's a big thing. And I just, before you do close off there, what is your target? What are you thinking for the DXY? If we can just get your chart there, 2 seconds, so we can close off there. Let's get it on there. There we go. Where do you see it then going, the DXY?
Well, I'm looking at coming back down, testing the 91. I'm not totally convinced that we're done consolidating in this range, meaning that we're going to start going ballistic again, you know, dumping like we did in the beginnings of last year up until recently. But what I'm seeing is that it's going to come back down. And you know, I love the way that Burb actually yesterday used this. He called it the mean, but it's the axis. That's the area where price kind of revolves around. You know, think about it. We're fighting. Everybody's fighting everybody's opponents. So somewhere there, if you think about it, it's like a tow rope, and we're both parties trying to win. Somewhere there's a little flag in the middle there, and that pushes past to see who's going to be the victorious one, smack in the middle, and that is that middle line. So we had the bulls kind of push away and actually almost, you know, overwhelm the bears as such. But then when you get a lot of momentum, you fall on your backside, and then it gives the bears time to just run with it again. So, you know, the faster these things go, when it's fast, it won't last. You know, when it's slow, let it grow. And with that being said, you've got these fast movements now where they're fighting it out. And at every now and then, you're gonna get yourself overextended. And I think let's just last little drawing here I want to just put on here is that. Look there, higher high, lower high. Boom, there you go. Very divergent. Yes, so I think that is something that we just need to consider, and just be patient. Let that momentum find its way to your trades. You know, don't overcomplicate things. Yeah.
Something is coming, and they're making you want to quit. Buddy, thank you very much. Guys. I know you got to go. I'll chat to you soon. Everybody. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Awesome, guys. Now, I love Rudo. Love that guy. I love his charts. You know, we've been a team for a long time. He's brilliant, guys. You know what? That just paints a bigger picture now. Stock market's pumping, everything making sense, Bitcoin sitting flat. Guys, something is coming. And before I get the next guest on, this preparation here, this movement over here, something is coming. I'm telling you, something is coming. And when a chart is showing you a perfect zone, I love trading this. Guys, we are testing supports perfectly. Remember what a TA, why are you learning this skill? Is to remove the damn emotion. Because the retail are trying to destroy your emotions. We trade the charts, we trade the candles. So I think let's get in our guests over here. Let's get this off over here. Let's bring Craig back. Let's bring Mama Sniper back. Let's bring our staking goats. Let's bring everyone back. Let's get this off. And I think, Craig, can I hear you now, buddy?
Yep, have you got me now? Sorry.
Here we go. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? See, everyone is. I feel the whole crypto space is quite demotivated right now, and I think it's time for us to just boost it up, and then it's time for us to just be excited for what we are doing. You're not gonna, everything seems crazy now, and I think the main thing that I want to sort of chat about now, and I think the big thing to understand is, especially between us, I'd love to. I know the first big topic is we just spoke to Rudo now. The stock markets are showing up. Everything is showing us, the DXY is showing us weakness, the dollar, but Bitcoin is sitting flat. And I think that is one of the main topics I want to focus on first, on what we're thinking. Well, why would Bitcoin be taking its time when the stock markets and everything's looking bullish? Where they're printing money and the money machines are going. Everything is flowing, but Bitcoin is sitting flat. Craig, I'd love to know your opinion, buddy.
So, Sheldon, you know that I love my fundamentals. You know that I'm absolutely passionate about Bitcoin and passionate about crypto. And there was just some things that just don't make sense. I mean, Rudo so beautifully explained how the stock market is flying, yet if you look at the fundamentals of the stock market, they absolutely fall into pieces. Economies are falling to pieces around the world. Businesses are shutting down. Look at the restaurants. There's just so much is just collapsing. Yet the stock market just keeps going up and going up and going up. And when we look at crypto, it's like the other way around. It's like the fundamentals are just so strong at the moment. The fundamentals, we're getting good news after good news after good news, yet the price is just sort of hanging in the zone. So I wanted to just show you a couple of things, if you don't mind, Sheldon. I wanted to show you some of the bullish news that we're seeing at the moment. I mean, let's just flick through some of it. I mean, there was the law in Germany that came into effect yesterday or possibly today, allowing $415 billion investment into crypto has taken effect yesterday. I mean, those are big.
Wow.
Big,
that's a lot of money.
Numbers,
yeah.
You know? That's big. I mean, let's have a look at this. The George Soros Fund is now trading Bitcoin. I mean, he's one of the biggest investors in the world. The George Soros Fund is there. Who knows what they're going to bring to it, but I do have something to say about him as well. So that's another piece of great fundamental news. Let's have a look at this. Banks in the US now, that 650 banks are going to be opening up, purchasing Bitcoin to, I don't even know how many million people there are in the news. Bullish news again. Take what happened in El Salvador. Bullish news again, Really fundamentally on crypto, we've got the most amazing. Morgan Stanley now buys 28,000 shares in the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. We're just seeing news after news after news after news. And I think there was one more that I had here where JP Morgan says that Ethereum upgrades could jumpstart a $40 billion staking industry. This is from JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks in the world, who was so dead against crypto in 2017. So we're seeing endless amounts of news. I just want to see what this other one was. Skybridge Capital, Anthony Scaramucci. I mean, he was on the show, He's launching an Ethereum fund where he'll file for an ETF as well. So we're seeing huge amounts of bullish news fundamentally, but yet your charts, Sheldon, are just showing the sideways and dampening mood in the market. And what I wanted to bring today was an encouragement about the big picture and an encouragement about your conviction about what you are in. When you look at all this big fundamental news, and I've just snapshotted a few pieces of news from yesterday and today, but we've seen this time over the past weeks, we've seen this news coming in. You need to really start internalizing. When I say you, the viewers on the show need to start internalizing and getting this conviction about the crypto market and the future of the crypto market. We still need to try and answer, well, why is this price down so low? So I've really got two ideas from my side that I wanted to show you, Sheldon, and then happy for us to open it up to some sort of a debate. But as an encouragement, and I asked Fred before the show if he could find that one YouTube clip, and maybe he can post it on in the description of the YouTube, where we look at people like Michael Saylor. Go and look at what guys and their conviction and where it comes from. Watch that kind of video. Start really understanding, why is this guy so in for Bitcoin for the long term? Why does he absolutely believe it is the asset of all assets? He believes that there's nothing to come. Start watching as much as I watch every bit of things that come out about Michael Saylor. I watch them. I start internalizing. I want that conviction to be strong, because you need that conviction in times when the market is like it is right now. So let me have a quick look. I think there's two. From my side, I'm seeing two big reasons as to why we are seeing price being suppressed at the moment. The first one that you can see on your chart here, Sheldon, is what's known as the hash rate. So this is the amount of computing power that is right now in the Bitcoin market. In other words, the amount of computers that are mining Bitcoin. And you can see that this chart has generally gone up, right back. I mean, I remember in 2017, when we got to the all-time high in 2017, in December, we were somewhere around this level here on hash rate. This was when Bitcoin was just under $20,000. Look how this hash rate has increased over time, and it peaked in May this year. So we had this massive peak. But you can see that it's been a constantly growing amount of people that are in mining Bitcoin, because the value of mining Bitcoin has become a rich adventure if you can get it right. But over the last 2 months, we've literally dipped from it started in May. And if you have a look at this chart, Sheldon, we've dipped over here, and this graph hasn't even turned yet. The hash power has halved over the last 2 months. What does that mean? Where's this come from? This has come from the Chinese miners that have had to pull their Bitcoin mine, their rigs out, okay, because of the clampdown in Chinese, and you can see that it's real. So there's no FUD around the fact that the China have clamped down. But look where we actually are. I mean, at the moment, our hash rate is here somewhere around where we were in May of 2020, so May last year, and we're approaching the lows of December 2019. So this hash rate has dropped dramatically. This is actually a good thing. So there's a lot of good stuff behind this. I mean, people
because I think it was is this decentralized if majority of the mining sitting in China? So it may be a temporary difficulty right now, but it makes sense. We actually needed it. We needed the diversification of the mining.
Absolutely. So think about this. So now I'm sure a lot of the viewers have seen these thousands and thousands and thousands of mining rigs that have been packed up in China that are being moved to places like Kazakhstan and into America and various places around the world. Think about it. What does it cost to move that amount of equipment out of China into another part of the world? This is big, big money. And these miners, we went through a period in the recent past, about 3 months ago, where miners for the first time were accumulating Bitcoin. Now miners have had to dump their Bitcoin, and dump a lot of it, because they need cash to move. It costs
a lot of money. It makes sense.
Absolutely. So think about it. The miners themselves are dumping huge quantities of Bitcoin into the market, and that obviously is going to keep the price low. They need cash to move their rigs. So that's the first thing. The second thing, which, and on another chat, we'll go into a little bit more, is what you spoke about earlier, Sheldon, is there are only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins. 21 million Bitcoins. We've got almost 18.5 million Bitcoins in circulation right now. There are only 2.5 million Bitcoins left to come, and it's going to take 120 odd years before that last Bitcoin is mined in the year 2140. So Bitcoin is an extremely short supply. So think about these institutions. I mean, I showed you the likes of George Soros, this law in Germany. I showed you all of this stuff. Think about this. These big institutions need to get Bitcoin. Where that German law that passed with $400 billion, where are they going to get $400 billion worth of Bitcoin from, Sheldon? It's just not possible.
And I think when they're buying in the market, exactly, exactly from the spinach hands.
Sorry, I know I'm on a bit of a
think
rant
about it.
now. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to finish.
No, good. Good, buddy. We need this. We need to understand what's happening. And like you're saying, I was looking now. The total market cap of the whole is $1.3 trillion. Is where 400 billion of that will pump the whole market 25%. They can't do that because everyone will sell into their pump. So they got to buy at certain levels. And does this not make sense? I'm just going to show you quickly that we are sitting now with Bitcoin and we keep hitting these dip. Does that not make sense on how institutions and bigger guys would be buying? They can't buy once off. They can't just buy it. Like if they take $400 billion now and they just buy it into the market now, because it will create some big this, and who's going to sell into that? Someone will sell into that, which means that whole, so they can't just, they got to buy section, little bit. Okay, now we've got 80, 90% of what we want. Now we send the price up. And that starts to, go for it, Craig.
So just think about this, Sheldon. And if you were an institution and you had however many $1 billion, are you going to be buying Bitcoin at $60,000, or are you going to try and get the price as low as possible to buy as much Bitcoin as you can? What would you be doing?
Of course, I'll be getting it much cheaper.
Exactly.
Now's the time to buy. Yeah.
You know what the difference is, though, what I'm also thinking, Craig? I kind of feel that there's a battle of the whales going on right now. Because even though there are so many big whales out there, there's still not enough Bitcoin for all of them to own what they want. So I kind of feel we're getting to a point where the whales are sort of going to get to a point where they're going to fight each other. Because now they flushed the retail out. I believe the retail is absolutely getting destroyed. And then at some point, the retail is going to be completely flushed from the market. And who's left? Whales against whales. Exactly. Remember, there's a lot of greedy guys out there. There's a lot of guys that want all of this. And I think that's going to create, and I sort of feel that's where we're sitting right now. Some whales are, there's going to be a big fight between the whales. It's quite interesting.
So I'm going to wrap basically what I have to open up the chat. I think, again, as I said, institutions are trying to buy Bitcoin on mass. 18.5 million Bitcoins are in circulation already. There's only 2.5 million yet to come over the next 120 years. If they're wanting to get lots of Bitcoin, they can't get it from the future because they're going to have to wait 120 years. They want it now. So where do you get it now from? You get it now by making people scared. You scare the market. And yes, we've got dips. And yes, it's painful. And yes, you get stopped out. And that's where the dollar cost averaging that you've been speaking about all week is such a good strategy. But you need conviction, because the whales, when they are finished with their accumulation, they will drive this price up. When they are ready to do it, and it's whale against whale, as you say, it is going to then push the price. But right now, yes, you do need to take, if you're a trader, you always talk about your long-term and your short-term portfolio. You do need to focus on them, sure. But no one can predict this market. Because like we're coming into a weekend now, Sheldon, retail hands are weak. People are demotivated. It is so easy for a whale and an institution to manipulate this market this weekend, like they've done on the previous weekends. So just stick. We don't know what's going to happen. We could wake up tomorrow morning and Elon Musk goes and posts some tweet that's going to send Bitcoin up or down. We don't know. It could be China. It could be anything. So your constant teaching about stop losses, I read so consistently in the thing. I get so upset with the salty people that never stopped out and then blame other people for the losses, rather than taking that learning. Is as you showed yesterday, we are in so many of your coins are in buy zones. Take the trades when they're there. But is it going to be successful? We don't know. That's why you are trading. That's why you have your stop loss. That's why it is. But understand what the bigger market is about. They are wanting Bitcoin. And the only place they can get it from, Sheldon, is from you and from me. That's my rant.
Craig, I agree with you.
They're not getting
mine.
mine.
100% there.
Yeah, they're not taking mine.
No, yeah. And there's a question that I've always posed is, when you're in a bull market, it's easy. You make money, you get coins, whatever. When you're in a bear market and you go through these cycles that we've been going through now, you gain knowledge and experience. Which is more valuable? We're all in this for the long term. We're all in this so that we've got our plan A, B, C straight through to Z. So what do we need? We can't always have somebody there telling us what to do. So you've got to learn the game yourself. And this is the best time to learn, because knowledge is more powerful. We can do a lot more with that. And I also put it out to the community to learn. Don't just expect trades and take trades. Learn why. Why is that signal being given? And how do I protect myself from it? And, you know, somebody posted, one of the community members posted a message, Nana, and they said the whales are spoiling the retailer's mind. And sorry, I didn't get your name, but you're 100% right, because that's their aim. It's a mind game.
They want your Bitcoin.
They want your Bitcoin. And if you can't beat them, join them. So they're busy accumulating at the moment. So let's do the same, accumulate, and it'll be a completely different story in a few months' time. We're all going to be smiling, and rather smile than regret not getting in.
And I think with the question I got for you, no, Brett, and I'd actually love to ask you what people also don't understand is we're going to go through these little tough times. And this is when the whales are fighting. You know, they're fighting for these coins. Accumulation is always going to be a very tough part of the cycle. But people think that this is the end of it, that no one can actually make money in crypto. How many times have we been through this, guys? Where we go through this little, like Craig, you were saying, in 2018, we went through a full year of absolutely no movement. Nothing. Hey, Brett, but everyone thinks that, guys, the time to make money is going to come. And when it comes, are you going to be a knowledgeable soldier, or are you going to be a normal retail guy that the whales are going to sell into your greediness or your pump? Are you going to be with the whales this time and be selling when the whales are selling, or are you going to be buying when they're wanting to sell? And I think that I'd love to hear from you guys. No, exactly that. I'd love to hear from you guys is the importance of understanding, taking this phase that we are in right now, when nothing is happening and we're not making tons and everything, how important it is to be upgrading yourself and learning. Because how many times have you repeated the cycle, Brett? How many times have you made money and given back 80% of it, and make money and given back 80% of it? And how many times did you not actually? And then you finally get to that last point where you're like, I need to finally learn from my damn mistakes. Come on now. I've done this, like, I literally run in a...
That's it. I mean, we've spoken about it how many times. You know, making money is the easy part in this game. Keeping it is the hard part. And, you know, for me, I had to sit back and go, what can I control? So I can't control the market. I can't control what happens outside of my space. What can I control? I can control what information I put into my head. So instead of me sitting in front of the TV watching some horseshit program, what do? I watch the Michael Saylor series, because what does that do? It gives me the ultimate conviction that when we're running through times like this, I have diamond hands. And the rest of my time, I figure out, well, if there's no trades in the market, and guys, I'm not a day trader. I don't trade. I don't think I've placed a trade for the last 2 months. My job is to figure out, how do I make my crypto work for me? Because I believe that it is the future. So for what I want to do, I just want to accumulate. And as I said, guys, you cannot, if you don't have the conviction, you will have spinach hands. Simple. Only you can control how your mindset affects what's going on. And I mean, we were talking about it, just how the media creates this FUD. I mean, Craig, we were talking the other day, one of the media articles was the miners are fleeing China. Fleeing. Guys, when do you flee? You flee when your life's in danger. But that's how the media manipulates your brain to think that these guys literally had to grab their mining machines and run because they were going to get shot if they didn't stop mining. You know, it is completely designed, as you say, to get your Bitcoins away from you. And the only way you stop that is with ultimate conviction and to do a proper deep dive. And that does not take 5 minutes or watching one YouTube video. You have to dedicate your life to figuring out what is this financial revolution that we are in. And guys, from my side to the community, there has never been an easier time. There has never been a bigger incentive to learn. You know, where do you get to learn from, guys? You know, just on this call, I've been in the space 5 years. I've lost millions of US dollars to get the knowledge that I have now. Craig, you've lost millions of dollars to get where you are now. Where do you guys get to learn from people that have been through, have got this kind of experience? Sheldon, who managed to turn his life and become a professional trader in less than a year. You've got someone like Ran, who for me is one of the most influential guys in the crypto space in the world. Where in our past have we had the privilege and the pleasure of getting our information from guys like this? So again, man, the information is there for everyone to take it. You just have to make that decision. And when you really go down the rabbit hole, you'll be amazed at what you can do in the crypto space. Specifically
Don't forget about
DeFi.
Fred.
And,
Don't forget
And
about
Fred.
and Freddie.
And Freddie's
You
the
guys have got the
man.
most amazing team, you know, that you get to learn from years and years of experience. But there is no simple way. You know, making money is simple. We did it. We became millionaires by accident in 2017. By accident. And we became non-millionaires very, very quickly just after that. So,
Yeah.
as I
We
said,
never had the
guys,
knowledge, and
we
we've
never
got
had
that
the
now.
knowledge. Now we have the knowledge. And as I said, we've got years and years of experience between us and the people that we've brought into this community. So it's there for the taking. If you think it's going to be
Powerful
easy,
words, buddy.
Yeah.
it's very, very simple, but it's not easy.
Sheldon,
Stop
so,
making it complicated.
I know we're going into the weekend now. You know, I know you want to look at your charts. I just hope that people listening to this brief banter that we've had this morning have just learned to gain conviction and go and look at that Michael Saylor series that Brett talks about. Just YouTube Michael Saylor series, got 10 videos, but anything from him. Start getting to understand it. I know you want to show your things as your charts, but you know, when I look at the guys, take the trading seriously. When Sheldon gives a stop loss and he gives a take profit, respect those things. You know, the song that, you know, from the Scully Brothers earlier, respect the dump, you know, respect the dump, because that's the only way you're going to see the pump, you know, and not get wrecked with it. And educate yourself in this. But like right now, so many of those coins are in bar zones, and I'm sure you're going to show them. But we are coming into a weekend. What does that mean? Take the trade. If the trade is in the zone, take it, but put that stop loss there, because we're not visionaries. You know, Guru from out of thing that knows what the market's going to do. No one knows what the market's going to do. All we can do is look at the best opportunities, the lowest risk opportunities. And if it stops out, we stop out. So we look again on Monday. But together as a community, we can get to financial freedom. And I'm totally of that opinion. So Sheldon, over to you, but I know you want to get through your charts.
No, thank you, bud. We'll get into it now. As we go, I think the last little thing, Brett, firstly, power words, buddy. It's really, really important just to understand. And I think the last thing that I wanted to add as well to the thing is, everyone thinks you'll be so surprised how quickly you actually make the money when the time to make money comes. You'll be very surprised. Guys, just let this sink in. A year and 2 months ago, Ethereum was $80. Chainlink was $1.7. Just over a year ago. Understand this, that you're lucky to be having time to study, because when a bull market comes and everything runs, we don't have that time at all. And I think the last thing that I want, before we jump off and we get Mama Sniper with her quick visions, I only need 5 minutes with the charts at the end. We'll go through that. Is, guys, do you think the banks are getting involved now? Do you think
Absolutely.
so? Now we've had big companies that are fighting for it. But do you think the banks are getting involved now? Do you think that this is why it's getting very tough out there now? Do you think because who's going to win? The big companies? Because I think that's where the whale and the whale is going to now be affected. Like your Michael Saylors, and you got these big guys that are starting to get huge amounts in this crypto space. What happens when the bank gets involved? What happens when the government, when the big guys get involved? I think that's going to be the clash of the whales. Do you guys think they're getting in?
So without a shadow of a
definitely
doubt, they are. Absolutely. without a shadow of a
even
doubt.
the ones that aren't saying anything and saying that they are.
They're in.
There's a lot of threats out there. They're looking, they're busy researching, finding the entry points, where they're going to get in, how they're going to do it. They strategize.
They create the FUD and then they buy the reaction on that FUD.
JP Morgan.
Don't give them your bitcoins.
Hold them tight. Diamond hands.
Jamie
Diamond
Dimon
hands.
in November or October 2017 coming out and threatening hell on any of these staff that were involved, and look where they are today.
That's
Because
crazy.
that's the only advantage they have over most people, is that the banks are playing the long game. The institutions are playing the long game. The billionaires are playing the long game. They've got patience, so they don't mind. That's where we're going to beat them. Is we need to have the patience, because they've got it.
100%.
Brilliant. Guys, thank you. We're going to keep Mama Sniper on the show. Craig, Brett, really appreciate the insights. Cheers. Cheers, buddy. Mama Sniper, what's up, Mom? Long time.
Hi, my child. Yes. How are you?
I'm good. I think I just want to get this out here quickly. Okay, we got a quick 5 minutes, 7 minutes that we can go through a little bit of
Okay.
thing. And before I get into the trades, we're in great spots with the trades right now. We got a lot of that going. But I think it's, we had such I'm keeping the flow of the education. I want to keep the full flow of it. And I think, to have a look now, let me just see. I did jot down exactly what I wanted to. Okay. So your thoughts on trading in general. You've been in this now, a year and a half now? Yeah, I think it's been about a year and a half. You've been in this now. What are your thoughts on trading in general? What is your whole input of being dedicated to obviously charting, to fundamentals, but everything in general? What are your thoughts of this journey? You've been in this journey a year and a half with me now. What are your whole thoughts of it? What do you think of it?
So, I think one of the first mistakes that people make is they think it's going to be easy. And it's not. Markets go up, they come down. And we learned a lot of lessons. You and I sat trading quite a while together as well. We learned a lot. We went through hard times, we went through good times, we went through bad times. We've been through everything through the trading. But you need to look at the bigger picture. This is a lifetime opportunity for people. This is our plan A, plan B, like I said, all the way through to plan Z. If we go through another pandemic, if you get retrenched, if you want to retire, this is something that can be used for the rest of your life. So my feelings on the market in general, and it's learn when you can, because you learn more when the markets go down. So use that, and that makes you more richer than anything. And make money when the markets go up. But if I can just give any advice to anybody, is really, really, really to learn what your goals and what your strategies are first of all, and put them in place. And we've been through markets going down, we've been through the markets going up. So we've experienced the ups and we've experienced the downs, and that is where all the learning abilities have come from.
So before you carry on there, guys, I want to say this now, and here's my mother online. Do you remember 1 year ago we lost 95% of all of our money in this market? Do you remember it? How we sat and we felt. How many times in the beginning did we say it's over?
No, we did. It's over. And you know what we learned? Yeah. And we learn from our mistakes. And that's where we are today, is because we never had a show like Crypto Banter to watch, where you had Sheldon the Sniper to give you TAs, when you had Rand to give you the fundamentals, and you've got Fibonacci's and Rudos and Brett to come with all their experience and their tools. We never had that, so we had to learn the hard way.
And the Freds.
And Fred.
And the Freds.
And the Freddy Freds. We love you, buddy. You're so nice to have you back.
We love you, Fred.
I love you guys.
And yeah, so I think the community is very lucky to have these shows. But I just want to say, obviously, to the community, congratulations on taking the first step of wanting to do this in your life. We're the only ones that can change our lives and can take the next step to where we want to be, where we don't have to be controlled or anybody again. So this is the start. Don't give up. Patience. Don't give up. If you're making a mistake and you're losing, just fix it. Find out what has gone wrong. Yeah.
So you obviously, we went through this in the beginning. As a beginner, what was your mistakes? What was your, to help those that are also coming fresh in? What was your biggest battles as a beginner, or through the early stages as you started progressing as a trader? What was your mistakes that you would like to share upon others? The overthinking, the allowing the emotions to
definitely.
Yeah.
So I think my biggest mistake that I made in the beginning, I think a lot of people will understand what it is, the FOMO. I used to FOMO in and out like crazy in the beginning. And can I share my screen? Do you mind?
Go for it. There we go. You've shared it.
All right. So just for instance, in the beginning, what used to happen to me is we would see that there would be a trend break. Okay, you'd have a trend line, and it would be going up. We obviously missed the buy zones. Back then, we didn't know about our trend lines and our buy zones, but it'll be going up, 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 up. And it's like, no, this is going to go up. It's going to go up. And I'd FOMO in. And it always looks green. No, it's going. Another green candle will form. No, it's going up. So what would I used to do? I would buy over there. And what would happen after I buy? It'll turn and go back down. I'm like, oh goodness, I'm losing. Oh no, it's going down, it's going down. So I would sell.
And yourself.
And I would sell. But by not understanding how it works, that there are support levels in place, and that there's retests in place. So the normal market cycle is it goes up, it comes down, it will retest levels. And I never knew that. So I would buy on top here, sell down on the retest, and it would start going up again and going up and going up. Oh, okay, now I'm going to get back in. Buy. What would it do? It would come back down again and come and test this level. Oh, I'm going to sell, it's going down. And I used to then lose
And
money.
the market's designed to do that. The market's designed to do that.
Exactly. So I used to FOMO in. Instead of looking at the TAs, looking at the support and resistance lines, I just used to FOMO in. If I saw green candles, I was the person buying the green and selling the red. That was me, which is the complete opposite of what you're supposed to do.
And I think that the buying the red, and then that's the thing, as long as you know where to put your risk management, put your stop loss in. And I think that's the big thing of us doing that. I know we did, so I want to get you back in on Monday to just show your tools. I see we're running a little bit late on time here, just with everything. So I think we will get you back on Monday. Maybe you can give us a call there. And just the tools that you use to trade this market and how you trade it and all of that. But I think the biggest part that I wanted from you is just the mindset. You know what I mean? We got through the tough times. We're getting somewhere. And I think the power of understanding these little key levels, I sort of see our trading journal or our trading journeys as a chart where you accumulate in the beginning. You first go on this like downwards trend, then you start this accumulation. But when you finally break that resistance as a trader, and when you break that, you got a strategy, you got a full understanding, you know what to do. You accelerate, you actually break all-time high, you actually end up exploding to a whole nother level than what you actually think. So
and also learn what works for you. Learn what works for you as well, because everybody's got a different strategy and they feel comfortable in a different way. So learn what works for you.
And I think the last thing now, if you can, just one more question. I know that I'm not talking charting wise. Okay, charting wise we'll get to. 3 rules for yourself as a trader right now. 3 important rules for someone just to put in their journal now. You know, the learning when to stop, the learning when to take a break, the learning where, because so many times we get trapped in this mindset thing where you sort of feel like you have to keep going and you got to fight back the whole damn market, and that's when it destroys you. So any like mindset rules or anything that you got just to share?
So learn to walk away. You know, it's especially if you've lost money. When you've made money, it's a bit easier, but sometimes you want to get right back into the market. So my rule number 1 is, if you've lost money, walk away, take a break. Don't FOMO back in. Don't let that emotion get to you. Walk away, take a break. Do some trade. Don't overtrade as well, because it does. It's a mental mind game, and you'll end up losing everything that you've made. So learn to take that time off and away from the computer. You actually trade a lot better when you come back, because your mind is refreshed. You've spent time with your family, or you've gone and had a good meal. You've gone out skydiving, whatever it is that you want to go and do, and you come back and you actually become a better trader. Take your profits and protect your profits.
And if you make a lot of money as well, take a break. I think it's just the main structure.
Exactly.
Look after your mental health. Remember, you are in this for the long run. Don't destroy your mind in the first 3 months of this journey. Hold that mind, because you've got a long journey ahead of you, and it's going to take time for this to adopt over the world. I'm talking 5-10 years. Keep that mind healthy through the whole process.
Just because you're on the charts.
Go for it.
Just because you're on the charts, every single day or every single hour does not make you more money. People think that it does, because I'm on it permanently, I'm going to make more money. It's not the case. And I've been through that myself, where I have sat and traded the whole week through nights and days. And I've had the weeks where I take time off in between, and I actually do a lot better and perform a lot better, and I'll end up making same money or even more money. So just learn to take that time off and spend time with your family.
Brilliant. Thank you. We'll have you again on Monday. We can go through a little bit of your charting tools and how you said.
Okay.
Love you lots. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Okay. Bye-bye. Awesome. Okay, guys, we're running. I'm going to go through 5 minutes. It's time. Remember the simplicity now. Get rid of your damn emotions. Ignore it now. Okay? When the chart is showing you beautiness and it's showing you a fantastic trade to take, you take the damn trade. You take the trade, you put your stop loss in, and you get prepared. Because remember, we put this all very strategized. We don't just put it anywhere. We break certain levels, we're going to get it a lot cheaper. But this chart-wise, guys, look at that. 4 hour is still at the bottom. 8 hour has just hit the bottom. We are on support. We are on trend. Everything as a chartist, my strategy and everything that this is beautiful. I can't miss this. To get this is not often. Do you know how many times you wait to get one of these entries that are sitting so beautifully placed? Because you know what to do. Plan A, plan B, you know what to do. And it's so hard to get these at times. And the only time you ever get this is more for a bit of a patience. So the last 2 days, it's been a little bit up, down in the market. But look at these candles, bigger time frame. We've just been hovering in the zone, getting the 8 hour to the bottom. And now we're at the zone. So Bitcoin now, guys, I'm in. I'm buying in the zone. It went a little bit to the downward side. So the range is still sitting between 32,500. And right now, let's even make that smaller because there's no point buying higher. And buying, so between 32,500, 33,500, we are buying in the zone. The chart is showing us an amazing entry over here. And our stop loss, 32,200. Remember, risk to reward. Have a look quickly. We're only risking 2% of our capital now. Now, that's a trade. That's how we want to take it. Same TPs as we've been talking. 40 to the $42,000 region. The next one. Let's just get the showing there. Ethereum. Beautiful. We are testing these beautiful supports over here, the ones I've highlighted. So Ethereum, the same thing. $2,000. And let's make this even smaller now. We don't need to enter higher. $2,000 to $2,080. Entry, I'm buying. 8 hour, hitting the bottom. 4 hour, at the bottom. Everything is showing me great. Higher high. Remove your emotions, know when to trade. Ethereum's a buy, stop loss, 1,970, and we still have our TPs, $2,600, $3,000. By Monday, we'll just decide on that. Chainlink. Guys, I've had this box in here now the whole week. We were looking at these stages. Look at this. We have literally hit that box perfect. So same thing. I'm going to make this smaller now. And we want to crunch up a little bit on that. There we go. Chainlink, $17.2, 17.6. Stop loss, 16.8. TPs, $22 to $24. That's still good. Dot. Beautiful. The whole week we've been waiting for this. Dot in buy zone. 14.4, 14. So yes, I'm giving you buy zones now. And I'm showing you all of this. Great. But you see what we need to buy. Structure. Buy on supports. Because you know where to put your stop loss. There we got a trend that's taking us down. I hope you guys are learning how to look for trades. Yes, the market's a little bit difficult now, but what happens when the market's bullish? How are you going to know when to trade? How are you going to know when to buy? How are you going to know when to put your stop loss? Do you see the key skills that you're learning? So dots in the buy zone, $14 is my stop loss. TP is $20. Uni, just tip my buy zone. Beautiful on support. Uni, get it now anywhere, 16.5. 17.2, great. $22 take profits. 15.8, this can be a little bit raised up. 15.9 will be our stop loss. Kusama, guys, look at this. We're waiting the whole week for it. Here we go. There's Kusama in buy zone with our stop loss, the same one. The only one that's looking very weak, and we could have got stopped definitely, is Theta. So Theta, that's fine. Remember, stoppage means nothing because now you can get it for a cheaper price. So now what we're going to wait for is we're going to give Theta. So Theta's not a buy for the weekend. It's nothing. We're going to wait for it to move up, take its time, and we'll catch it again. It has to be perfectly placed. It's okay to be stopped with a 3-4%. That's fine. We're going to catch it again. So that's one that's erased off the list for now. VET, buy zone. And the next one I want to add for you guys, Solana as well. Solana, stop loss, $29 anywhere in that zone. Guys, don't be afraid. Let's get in. Let's get our trades into play. Everything, remember, the money moves from the impatient to the patients, and now we are catching them beautiful chart-wise. Take the trades, put your stop loss in, learn the skills. So for myself, guys, we're closing off here on an hour. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you're enjoying the guests. I hope you enjoyed the week. I hope you're enjoying the education. I hope you're enjoying everything because there's a lot more to come. And there's going to be a time again where we're not even going to have time for education anymore. It's just going to be trading. Right now, take it all in, build your structure, know what you want out of the market, and go, like Brett says, go do your research, get the conviction, understand why you're getting in this. Bitcoin is going to change everyone's life. It's going to change the whole damn world. Are you going to jump on the train or are you going to fall behind? From myself, guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy the trades, and I will see you all on Monday.